Hey guys, it's Marty. Going home realtor with Better Texas Homes. I'm going to be doing a series of videos for new homeowners, first time homeowners, uh, things that your realtor might not tell you, things a title company is not going to tell you, things that your mortgage lender is not going to tell you, and probably some stuff that you didn't learn in college. And that is essential tools. Well, the first video is essential tools for your toolbox. So without further ado, let's get started. I've got some basic tools laid out here. First thing is a claw hammer. That's good for pulling nails out and hammering nails. This is a framer's hammer. It's a little gnarly overkill. You probably don't need that. Next item, you'll need a flashlight. It's LED, uses double A's. Screwdrivers. Got Phillips, slotted. You get short ones. You get a whole set of screwdrivers for about 10 bucks. These are Allen head wrenches. These are standard and these are metric. Next up is an adjustable crescent wrench. It's always good to have. These are wire strippers and crimpers, wire cutters and needle nose pliers. These are slip joint pliers. You see I can push that in and adjust it. Next up is a crescent wrench. It's good for pipes, big fittings. You can adjust it like that. One thing about crescent wrenches, you see the teeth, they're kind of like going that way, so they bite when you push down like this. So if you try to go backwards, it's not going to grab as good. It might still grab, but not as good. Next item you should have is a good tape measure, at least 25 foot. That's a DeWalt. I don't want to talk down to anybody, but just in case. So the space in between, that's a full inch, there's a half inch, there's a quarter inch, 1/8 inch, and a 1/16 inch. So just got that little tang on the end and it catches on. Next up is cordless drill. Always, rechargeable, cordless. I've tried almost all of them, and my favorite is rigid. DeWalt's good. They're a little more expensive. Rigid's like the Home Depot house brand, but they're durable. In fact, I found that they last a little longer than any of the others. This is a cordless screwdriver or impact driver, and you can change out the bits like that, and you can get different screwdriver bits. There's a square, that's a Torx. You'll find that a lot on deck screws. There's a Phillips, some more Phillips. On your cordless drill, you can get, I always like to get the one with the hammer feature. So you got the drill feature, the screw feature, and then the hammer. What the hammer feature does, you get these rock bits like this, put it on the hammer, and it'll drive right through concrete or brick. You probably don't need one of these. This is a GFI tester. It came in a bundle that I bought years ago, and I've actually used it once. You just plug it in, hit the test button and you'll get either a green light or a red light and a reset. Of course, there's some drill bits for your drill. You probably don't need one of these, but this is one of my favorite tools. Just a multimeter. You can test voltage. See the squiggly line? That means alternating current. Push it again, you got direct current. You can check the amps. Probably don't need that. Continuity. That checks if you have continuity between two circuits. Or you can go to volts. Ohms. You got, it's automatic. And you can check capacitors, diodes. Probably overkill for first time basic home tools. Next up is a must-have. This is a stud finder. I'll show you in a minute how to use this. Get these at Home Depot. I think they're $17.99. This is a circuit tester. You turn it on and you can check to see if an outlet is hot or not. You can check it, you can hold it up against a wire and it tells you if it's hot or not. This is another GFI tester. You basically plug it in and push to test. There's two different tests on this one. You got the ground fault circuit interrupter and the arc fault circuit interrupter. Ground fault is the plug itself. It has a little reset button on the plug. So if you have a hair dryer in the bathroom, or if you got a radio outside on the back patio and it rains, if it gets wet, it'll trip that GFI. An arc fault interrupter, that's a relatively new requirement. I think it came out in 2020, probably before that. Basically, it's the breaker itself in the breaker box. It has the same concept as a ground fault interrupter, but it applies to bedrooms. So if you have a lamp in your bedroom that's turned on and let's say the cat knocks it over, and it busts the bulb, so instead of causing a fire, it'll sense that arc in the light bulb and it'll trip the arc fault interrupter. So that tests it. Another bonus item you might want is a good pry bar. These are good for peeling up old baseboards and trim. Let me talk about scrapers for a second, putty scrapers. This is a cheap one, and it's a light, flexible one. And it's good for, spreading on putty, spackle. This is a new one I bought. It's a stiff one. It's made by Anvil. It's a little more expensive, but see how rigid it is, and it's got a sharp edge. These are great. Another useful tool is a hacksaw and a level. So these are a must-have if you're hanging pictures or whatever. You can put it on top of the picture. Boom. And lastly but not least is a pretty decent socket set. Unless you're rebuilding a car or something, you don't need a whole lot. I think I paid $30 for this whole set. It's kind of a mess right now, but this is Cobalt brand. They have that at Lowe's. Anyway, that's about it. You can get all this stuff for about $100. Get you a good toolbox. Just keep it under the sink, especially this dude right here, and the plunger, of course. Anyway, we're going to move on into the house, and we're going to check for studs. We're going to check for voltage. We're going to check for voltage. We might even check the GFI. Okay, so we're going to go over the voltage checker and the voltmeter. I was going to show you the GFI checkers, but evidently they're no good. So first of all, the voltage tester. You probably don't need one of these. I like to have one. It's got a little flashlight in it. You can put it at 70 to 1000 or 12 to 1000. It doesn't matter. So this one on the left is neutral, and the one on the bottom is ground. And the one on the right, the little small slot, that's hot. So it's hot. And it's hot. That's ground, and that's neutral. So let's use our voltmeter. We'll put it on 200 volts. Neutral and hot. So we got 122 volts. Now when I unplug the hot, see it goes dead. When I check ground to neutral, it's dead. So if you want to check continuity between ground and neutral, do not check continuity between hot and neutral. There it is. Anyway, that's how you use the voltage checker and the voltmeter. Next, we're going to look at the stud finder. So this is a basic stud finder. You just turn it on. I push the button. And we're going to slide it gently across the drywall. And it'll give you a boom. There's the edge of the 2x4. It's kind of a big 2x4. Typically they're on 16-inch spacing. So that would be a good place to put a screw or a nail. So there should be another one over here. Boom. See, that's where I put my bracket, right on the stud. Anyway, that's it for the stud finder. So that's it for basic tools for homeowners, new homeowners. Be sure to stay tuned for more videos. We're going to have some exciting videos, and Harold's going to help. And if you have a specific tool that you want to see, let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.